more and more organizations we work with are starting to have the dialogue around, okay, we have our technology stack, we have our applications, we've selected to go with Microsoft, or we've selected to go with Cisco, or whatever the platform is, but they're starting to realize, and partners are starting to ask the question, how do I improve what I've invested in? What a lot of people don't realize is you make an investment in a technology stack, that manufacturer, that vendor continues to update things. They continue to change things. And there are so many different areas where your network plugs into applications, to SaaS, to private clouds, to different providers. All of that has to be managed, and it's overwhelming for IT organizations. We're starting to see some really complex integration projects come into us from our channel organization. Those are huge opportunities and great way to help our customers with complex solutions.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Incident Report presented by Quest Technology Management. I'm Paul Burke, Director of Technology Communications. Every week, I'm joined by VP of Sales and Partnerships, Adam Burke. The Incident Report brings you conversations with thought leaders, business innovators, and channel mavericks to help you stay productive and agile in a changing technology landscape. Hey everybody, welcome to the Incident Report. This is a special episode coming from ChannelVision's 2022 in Scottsdale. I am sitting with Adam Burke and Gary Schick, which is very exciting. Gary Schick is Director of Sales at Quest Technology Management, and Adam Burke is VP of Sales and Partnerships at Quest Technology Management. Guys, how are you doing?
Doing well, Paul. And just to let everyone know, this is the first time in 3 years since we've been doing podcasts and video sessions and things like that, that we are actually recording in the same room, on location, at a channel partner event. Pretty fantastic.
It's special.
It is.
Gary, what does this do for your heart? How does it make you feel?
It is great, as always, to be out and visiting with our great partner community. We are in the beautiful state of Arizona in November. It is chilly and rainy outside. It's moving into a new season. Great opportunity. So it's great to be here with you guys.
I think a lot of the people who were coming to Arizona were expecting something a little bit different on the weather front, but as entertaining as talking about the weather is, I think we should jump right into our next conversation about how we're seeing the partners evolve.
It's been great to get the partners back out. I think everyone's excited to be here in this community. This is an event, first time event for us. We've done a lot of different events, but this is kind of a new audience. We're excited to see the MSPs here, the trusted advisors, great conversations about how we can help out as the delivery partner. And just overall, it's great to be here.
We didn't do justice on introducing Gary to everyone who's listening. So Gary and myself have been working together, 12 years, Gary?
In a row.
12 in a row.
Exactly.
And Gary and I have been working with our partner community. And this is an event. This is our first time at this event. A lot of friends and colleagues here, but Gary, just rewind 13 years ago in our channel partner world, like what's been changing, the growth. I know we saw some friends that we saw last night who we met about 8 years ago in the hosted voice space, and great to see them. But what are your thoughts on like the channel partner in evolution and MSPs, consultants, trusted advisors? A lot's changed in the last 12 years, but all it's also kind of been consistent too. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, totally. When we've come from the VAR system integrator world back in the IT community. When we first started to get into the channel partners, the typical telecom agents, those worlds really were not combined at all. They were coming from different planets. And to watch those worlds touch at the beginning, to the circles then start to overlap a little bit more, and now there's that community is there's a significant overlap from different channels and different distribution, different sellers going in to approach the customer. So it's been great to watch that come together.
It's been cool. I mean, I was talking to an agent that we've known for about 10 years last night, and he was just really excited because he, in the last couple of years, he's gotten access to cybersecurity. He's got access to application development. He's got access to all sorts of different capabilities out there. They're just kind of 8 years ago when we first when we first started getting heavily involved in the channel, they were talking about the convergence of telecom and IT. I remember that was on all the covers and all the magazines. These two worlds were going to collide, and it didn't happen all at once, but it certainly has accelerated over the last couple of years.
People were protective of their space at one point, and hey, here's my brand, and partnering was really not really a popular way to go to market out there. So it was either, hey, here's my market, I'm going to try and compete for everything, and the partnering thought of being able to enable your business and extend your business to the new opportunities has really unfolded into something that's a great opportunity for us as a delivery partner, but also for the people that have become aware of that opportunity to grow their business.
What do you think helped the change from that shift from everybody kind of protecting their own offerings to being more open to partnerships?
Gary, you want to take that one?
Yeah,
It's a very broad question.
It is, but I think part of that is that if you're in a customer, if you're not in that conversation, you're allowing potential competitors to come into that space that could come into what you consider your space that you own or that you're very involved in. You've opened that door to allow people in. So you can either say, no, I'm not going to participate there, or, hey, I know people and connections and part of my network to stay involved there and meaningful to the end customer is a big opportunity that people, I think, realize the risk of not partnering, far outweighed, the alternative of that. So that's, I think, part of what's enabled the channel.
Yeah, I think so if you're not talking to them about it, someone else is, and the channel, it's a double-edged sword, right? So you enable people to sell multiple service offerings. Well, your competition has that same capability. So if you're not willing to have a conversation a little bit outside your comfort zone, there are people coming up behind you and calling on that same customer who are more than willing to ask the uncomfortable question that they're not fully vetted. And I'm not a complete cybersecurity expert. We were just talking about this on a panel today. Hey, just ask the question about how organizations are dealing with it, and then bring in experts who can help them address it. If you're not asking that question, other people will, and they can do similar services across the board.
It's kind of like a services arms race.
It is. That's a great analogy. It is an arms race as far as maintaining relevance with your customer. You got to be relevant. You got to be helping them achieve what they're trying to do. A business outcome conversation. I think more and more partners that we're working with are starting to engage in that business outcome conversation. And those are pretty powerful engagements.
That was a good session this morning.
Yeah, it was really cool. We got to talk to some folks about cybersecurity, about SASE solutions, and about kind of how to start that conversation. And we went through a couple, that was fun. And it was also fun because it was a very open dialogue with the audience. They were asking questions, people were providing feedback. We had some MSPs in the audience who had some great experience. They kind of shared some cool lessons. So it was fun. It was an open dialogue. I think everyone...
It was a good conversation.
I think people are getting comfortable with the idea that, hey, not everybody knows everything. Like, not everybody knows the exact right way to do it. And you need the community to bounce ideas off of.
I think it also highlights the power of coffee, because your 8 a.m. session, much quieter. Your 9 a.m. session, I think people had more coffee in their system, more willing to get engaged. The conversation, that caffeine, an important component.
Absolutely. The coffee was flowing, and don't ever underestimate the power of a little bit of caffeine in the morning.
Yeah, and I think just to compliment what you're saying there about people not having to know everything, historically in the past, I think that was a fear that people had. Hey, I don't know enough about this topic to feel safe talking about it. Hey, I have to know everything in order to go ask the question. And that's been a big change. There's such a great portfolio of suppliers who, if I can just get into that conversation with them, there's a comfort level and a confidence that they can bring the right suppliers and people to the meeting to be able to actually continue that journey and get into it. So it's great dialogue the way it was positioned this morning.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a couple of questions to get started. And then knowing when to hand that off and get the experts involved is, I think that's been a huge thing I've seen over the past few years.
Yeah. And you got to start somewhere. I think, I know a couple times after a few adult beverages and a guitar is sitting out, Gary might pick up a guitar and play a few chords. But when you first started learning how to play a guitar, I'm sure you weren't comfortable enough to grab that bad boy and start strumming in front of a bunch of people. But you got to start somewhere. Right?
You do, and I wasn't charging for my performance, so you get what you pay for. And sometimes you just do it for yourself, and maybe other people will listen. So I did meet my future wife over a cocktail and a little guitar playing, and it turned to work out okay. So
There you go.
yeah,
You played guitar and she swooned.
she did. I'm not. I don't want to be. You know,
Do you remember the song? I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm going to go back to probably "Stairway to Heaven,"
Okay.
"Dust in the Wind." I'm of that age of
Oh.
you know, just doing a little acoustic guitar and a little humming, and you know, it all worked out great.
I'm
So
about
thank
to
you for
swoon.
asking. It brings me back to my youth.
Yeah. One thing I've realized about Gary, I haven't gone on a lot of like conference experiences with him. Very good at finding expensive restaurants. Very nice, very expensive. That was delicious. Best mushroom salad I've ever had. I haven't eaten a lot of them. I imagine what I had last night probably going to be top tier for a long time.
And Paul, I'm getting of the age where I only have so many experiences left and so many days. So I'm like, okay, let's make it count. You know, let's just look up and
Clock is
see what's
ticking.
around. Clock is ticking, and I appreciate being able to share it with you. That was a great experience for me as well.
Mhm. What's the best swag you guys have seen here?
By far,
Always the dog.
Schnauzer,
Yeah.
the pet dogs are always the best.
People love those.
People love those. We do ask, obviously, you know, hey, can I get your name to scan that? And they always say, no, this is just for my kids. So I've seen many baby pictures. I'm like, come on, seriously, for your kids?
Mhm.
And they pull it out, and they have passed the qualification test.
Yep.
Sometimes they take two, and it's all good.
Yeah,
But the dog's by
Router.
far-
Router's our community outreach dog. So for any of the community service or community work we do, he's our little spokesperson. So Router's a little stuffed animal we always have. Always well received at these types of events. People love him. People line up for him.
Mhm.
Limited edition.
Yeah.
Limited edition Routers.
Exactly.
We got a couple different versions.
Collect them all.
Collect them all. I think there's been about 4 or 5.
We have the Beanie Baby version,
We do.
and then we have the stand-up version.
Yes. And then we went to a couple government focused SLED conferences around procurement. And we were a little, we kind of we have a sense of humor. And so we had a back scratcher. So we had a back scratcher at a government conference as a giveaway for swag. And anyone who knows doing business in the government sector, it's really very, very frowned upon for any type of free giveaways because, hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, graft and all that kind of stuff. Not well received. So we gave away back scratchers as a joke. And it actually, the procurement managers really, really liked it. I'm not sure they got the joke, but
they appreciated a good back scratcher.
but a good back scratcher went a long way at that conference. I won't name the conference, but it was a conference.
Are either of you on a restricted space for the swag? When I go to the conferences, I used to come home with more than I do now. My wife has allotted about 4 inches. She gave me a small suitcase that she found about 4 inches left over, and she said, "You may not exceed this quota of anything that you bring back." Are you under any restrictions?
I'm not under any restrictions. I still have some young daughters at home, so a 6 and 8-year-old. So I'm actually under a quota. Anytime I go, hey, I need to bring home some type of gift.
So you can bring the folding bag and fill that, and you have room.
Yeah. I usually limit to a couple bouncy balls that light up, and maybe a couple bracelets and some jewelry, like they call it. But that's about it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Try to limit it.
So, gentlemen, I'm going to be honest. A lot of the things I grab at an event are food related, and I eat them. So I don't have a packing issue because I have eaten everything I grabbed.
There you go.
And just one more big question for you guys. Where do you see the channel going, and what are the changes? What are the developments you're most excited about in the future?
I'm really excited about partners asking the question around application development and integration projects. More and more organizations we work with are starting to have the dialogue around, okay, we have our technology stack, we have our applications, we've selected to go with Microsoft, or we've selected to go with Cisco, or whatever the platform is, but they're starting to realize, and partners are starting to ask the question, how do I improve what I've invested in? How do I, tie that into more systems? And for us, that's fantastic opportunity for professional services, application development, and ongoing management. Because what a lot of people don't realize is you make an investment in a technology stack, that manufacturer, that vendor continues to update things. They continue to change things. And there are so many different areas where your network plugs into applications, to SaaS, to private clouds, to different providers. All of that has to be managed. And it's overwhelming for IT organizations. So I'm excited that partners are starting to realize that And we're starting to see some really complex integration projects come into us from our channel organization. Those are huge opportunities and great way to help our customers with complex solutions.
Yeah, I agree. I think that focuses back on the business outcomes topic. The infrastructure and the technology really enables the application, which is the revenue part of most companies, right? So when you look at how they touch their customers and the experience and how they interface with their websites and their back office applications and all those different pieces, that's really the heart of a company's revenue stream, and that business outcome that they're seeking really drives the technology required to get that outcome. So, having come historically from that infrastructure piece, we've been doing applications for a long time now that other partners are recognizing that conversation. Hey, why are you looking at this infrastructure, this tactical component there? It's oftentimes to enable that application and that user experience. And there's a significant biggest piece of IT spends in application. So it's great to see that.
Yeah. And we got partners in our technology distributors who are starting to see that as the opportunity as well. And they're continuing to lean on our team for help there.
The evolution continues.
It does. I don't think it's going to stop. I think it's going to just start going faster and broader, and we're just trying to keep up. So it's a lot of fun.
I think something I'm excited about too is our cybersecurity checkups. Many of the obviously have visibility to people's security. That's kind of an ongoing kind of a look right there. But the checkups, anything preceding a checkup is that point in time. Hey, I've done a security review. Hey, I've done whatever that test is. It's a moment in time. And just realizing that things are constantly fluid and in motion from, hey, there's a new patch came out. Hey, there's a new application. Hey, there's constantly new things coming into a customer's environment that introduce risk that just creates so many blind spots in an organization that are just, it's so complex, just very, very challenging to keep up with that. So I'm excited about our cyber security checkups and all the things that they cover and touch, just kind of like going into the doctor for a checkup, right? I mean, I just need to go in, every month, every couple of months. Hey, how's it going? Rather than going just for that moment in time thought. The reality is it's very fluid. The thing I like about the checkups is it doesn't cost a lot to get, hey, let's get an opinion. Let's take a look at something right there. And hey, if we find something, you can make it at least an informed decision about whether you want treatment, whether you want to wait to see what unfolds, similar to the health thing up there. So I like to at least know it's there, and then I can at least make an informed decision about risk management.
Thanks for joining me today, guys, on the podcast. This has been a very special episode, CVX 2022.
Appreciate everyone listening. Thanks for listening to this special episode. It was great sitting down with you and Gary and talking it through. I think that's a wrap. We can Audi 5000, as they say, Paul.
It's kind of nice just to hang out like in person.
It is.
Around a table.
It is.
Not over a Zoom call.
Yeah.
We can keep this going if we want to, guys. There's no reason to wrap.
We just leave the mic on, just have a hot mic in the Quest lounge here and just pull content all day. Just Gary V it. Just content nonstop.
Amy Comi's been dying to get on one of these podcasts, so I think we should. Amy.
Yeah, Amy, you want to get on the mic? Come by, say hi.
Amy, how long have you been with Quest? By the way, you've been here how long?
About 16 years.
16 years.
16 years, Amy. Yeah.
21 for me.
I'm at 12.
12 for Adam.
Yep.
Paul's been
14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Amy, thank you. Amy is the significant contributor why things work and why anything actually gets done.
Absolutely.
Professionally is not because of Adam, Paul, or I. Paul, actually, you're behind the scenes also making you look good. So I thank you for that. But
you're welcome. Gary, what an easy way to make you look good. What an easy thing to do.
The room that we are in right now is outstanding. I'm very proud to represent Quest and how we're our face to the public and the things that have gone into it. It looks really good.
Guys, we are so good at wrapping up a show. Like this has just been a seamless.
I thought we were doing this for us. This is not for the audience.
Oh, it's
not just.
Should I edit all this out?
It's not just the three of us.
This is great. This is great. No, this is great content.
This is fantastic.
We're wrapping it up clean, making sure it's done professionally, dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give kudos out where kudos are deserved. So it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the room does look fantastic. I'm excited about the new Quest Lounge. I can't wait to do it at our next event. I think it's great.
Speaking of kudos, we can't do this just with like Amy, Gary, myself, Adam. We need more people. So Brian Perdue, our national partner manager, was here. Darcy Baker, VP of marketing. In fact, can we get them on the air? Brian, Darcy, join us. Join us, won't you? Grab a seat.
Yeah, so Brian joined us recently as a national partner manager. So working with some of our named partners and helping us grow our services within those organizations. Would love to introduce our audience to Brian, new member to Quest. We mentioned how some folks here have been here a long time. Brian, I think you've been here what?
6 weeks.
6
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah. So you're drinking from the fire hose,
Absolutely.
man. How's
Absolutely.
that? How's it going? How's everything going?
It's a lot to drink, but it's going great. You know, I've shared this with multiple partners over the last couple of weeks. It's amazing. One, like you mentioned, to be part of an organization where so many tenured employees. It's something that's it's a rarity, and you guys know that. It's amazing. But you know, the other thing is just having the products in the portfolio that we have access to that the channel is just not used to seeing.
And you've been in the channel a while. So can you tell us a little bit about your background? And
Been in the channel for over 20 years. Started off with US West Quest, CenturyLink Lumen. Migrated from there, actually was on the indirect side for about 5.5 years, and went to the UCAS space and the SD-WAN space. So I've kind of dabbled in network services, but you know, it's all been telco related. Yeah.
And you were telling me, because I've only known Quest, right? I knew the infantry, and then I knew Quest. Those are my two experiences, right? So, but you were telling me that, you know, with previous providers and organizations, there's kind of a couple things you can go with. Can you tell us a little bit how coming into an organization that Quest, like there's a kind of plethora, if that's an SAT word? I
Oh
can use?
man, how many? Yeah, that's
Yeah?
a big Scrabble win for
Is
you
that a
right
good Scrabble
there.
win? Did I mention infantry? Okay. All right. So,
Infantry's good too. Yeah, that's long too.
No, I was just saying that vocabulary is limited. So, you know, you come from organizations in the past where you had connectivity, maybe some SD-WAN bundles, maybe a couple of security bundles. Coming into the system integrator space, how has that been going for you?
So it's been a shift for me. I've got a lot to learn. Like we said, it's been 6 weeks, right? But it's fun because the thing I love about the channel and the reason why I've been in it so long is because technology changes constantly. It's always evolving. There's always a new widget, a new something. But the cool thing here is you can have conversations with partners that focus on different things. And then you get them to realize, oh, you actually have access to this. You can now sell this product, because I've had so many conversations just at this show of, wow, you know how much business I've turned away over the years. So, I mean, it's eye-opening for me because I had no idea that, again, Quest had the plethora, the Scrabble word of, you know, the portfolio that they do. But I think it's more so eye-opening for the partners. It's a game changer. I mean, nobody has really thought of taking a VAR MSP, MSSP into the channel like you guys have.
Really exciting, really cool. We were just talking a little bit earlier about, you know, we're excited about a few things. What are you hearing from partners? What are they excited about as they're out there talking? Are they kind of, you know, SD-WAN was a huge push a couple of years ago. I know we were all talking SASE this morning. What's kind of, when people are getting excited and asking questions, I always am interested in the questions people ask, right? Because that's usually where their attention is. What do you see in people asking questions?
So I think a lot of the questions have been around the security aspect, right? Because it's what's being, every trade show we go to, every event we go to, it's the SD-WAN from 3 or 4 years ago, right? And that's exciting. But, you know, a lot of the stuff that I've been telling these guys is, okay, you're not going to learn this overnight. You're not going to be a SME or whatever, the expert, right? But figure out a way to get a piece of it in there. And you would be amazed. Take a step back, let our TCs, let our engineers do their jobs, and you watch that account grow over the next 12 to 24 months. You'll be amazed.
Very cool. Paul, any questions for Brian? Any topics you'd love to understand from our
Yeah,
gentlemen
I
across?
bring the important questions here. I know you're an RVer. I'm curious, for everybody listening, what's the best place to go RVing?
I'm going to give you two.
Oh, okay. You know
Give you
what?
two.
You know what? We make up the rules as we go. I'm fine with that.
Not the nicest of facilities.
Okay.
But Rocky Point, Puerto Penasco, Mexico. You get down there and You have no stress. It's just so laid back. You're right on the beach of, there's a big bay. It looks like an ocean. It's so huge. That's probably the coolest place that we go, just because you actually get a vacation. You can disconnect, decompress. However, for family fun, there's a place in SoCal called Campland at the Bay. And it's the exact opposite of Rocky Point. It is, you are crammed into these little tiny, your RV barely fits.
Just high stress.
Yes. But they do so many activities for the kids. You're right on Mission Bay, and you're around all the, cool stuff of San Diego too. So you can go to SeaWorld and Legoland and all of that. But that one's probably the most family fun place that we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Excellent recommendations.
There you go. Cool.
And-
Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Yeah. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
So we have Darcy, our vice president of marketing, who just was able to sit down with us too. So Darcy, you're new to the team here at Quest, but been here coming up on what, 6 months now? 7 months? 8
1
months?
year,
A year?
but thanks for keeping track.
That was awesome. Fantastic.
See,
job,
that's the
Adam.
danger, Adam. That's the danger.
Danger
of
of
talking.
The danger of speaking. I think Mark Twain said once, it's better to remain silent and look stupid than open your mouth and remove all
But
doubt.
I was so busy the
which I
first 6
just did.
months, I can see why I probably went unnoticed for the first 6 months.
So Darcy, critical member of the team.
Darcy, she's been gone for 9 months. What are you talking about?
Time flies when you're having fun and getting a lot of things done, which, by the way, we just wanted to tell you and congratulate you on the fantastic Quest Lounge that we have put together with some of our sponsors and this event. I think everything looks fantastic. I was very impressed when I first came in here and took a look at things. I'm excited to do this again at other events. I think it's a fantastic concept, and I think it's been well executed. So
Wow.
congratulations.
Thank you. I'd love to take all the credit for it, but we do have an amazing team. Our marketing team is amazing. And so we've just been trying to bring the focus of some of the things that we do really well and the messaging that we're trying to convey that, yeah, we've been around for 40 years, but we're a modern company. And, we continue to evolve with the expertise that we bring to the table. And we wanted to kind of convey that in the messaging that, with the new booth and the banners that we have here, just to let everyone know that we just continue to build on our offering, service offerings. And so thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Are we actually recording?
We are. Yeah.
I thought you said pretend. I'm like,
No,
wait,
we're,
look at this, wait,
we're recording.
look at this,
My
awesome.
complete miss on your tenure is documented in all eternity.
I love that. Yeah. In
But that was a good pretend answer. Like
Yeah.
that was, you thought this was all pretend. That was a killer answer for
well,
somebody.
we'll
thinking this
just
was
keep
pretend.
that part.
Yeah.
I don't even mind keeping the beginning part where Adam forgot I was here an additional,
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
I think my 1 year anniversary, October 1st. And to be fair, I actually forgot that anniversary was coming up, but someone on LinkedIn said, "Hey, congratulations on your 1 year." And I'm like, "Oh, I guess I have been at Quest for 1 year." So
Well, tell us a little bit about your background, Darcy. I mean, you've been at Quest for a year now, as we've well established. What kind of got you excited about coming to Quest, and a little bit about your background? How'd you get to us?
I was just talking to Brian earlier about this. I actually said, I don't think I've ever shared this with this group here. I was working for a telecom company prior to working at Quest. And I just said, I had it in my mind. I don't ever want to work for a technology. I'm done with technology companies. I'm done. Most of them, I'm just leaving that scene. And I've worked for a lot of high tech companies or SaaS companies, integration companies, and I just felt like I'm not going to do technology again. And then someone reached out, recruiter reached out to me regarding this position, and I was like, no. But then I did some research on Quest, and I thought, you know what? This could be a company I would be really excited about. And then I interviewed with a couple of people on the team, interviewed with Tim, and I was sold right there. I was like, I really hope that they pick me, because this is a company I would be truly excited to be a part of and to work with. And I was super excited when I first talked to Tim about our channel partner program, and that, because I love working with channel partners. So I was like double excited about that opportunity. So, but I've worked for high tech companies in the past. I've got some telco I've worked with companies where we've built NOCs for telecom companies. So, but this is still a little different. I'm still learning, even after being here for 6 months. I mean, a year. I'm still trying to figure everything out. I feel very comfortable though in, hey, I can do the high level. Here we are. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we provide. But I think the most important thing about our company and when we talk about our company and getting that message out is at the core of who we are. And I love this question. I think it's the core and the foundation of who we are is how can we help? And I see us still, even 40 years later, we're still asking that question and we're still true to that. Let's not try and force a box solution on any of our clients. Let's ask the questions. What are you trying to achieve here? How can we help you achieve your goal? And not too many companies can actually say that. They might start off somewhere and then lose their focus and branch out and steer away from that. But Quest has stayed the course all this time. I think that's pretty exciting.
That is exciting. And, we were chatting about, what's getting us excited in the channel partner, what people are curious about, what solutions are getting people excited about kind of the next phase of things. When you look at Quest, when you look at our channel partners, when you look at all the different things that we're doing, is there anything in the marketing in our communications plan that gets you excited about, what's next?
Yes, I see with our channel partners, I'm sure you see the same thing. Our channel partners, they're evolving as well. So a lot of our partners have come from a telecom background and they're looking at ways to expand their business or service offerings. And it's really exciting because we have so many different areas of expertise that we can say, hey, you can add this to what you're already offering your clients right now. And oh, by the way, did you know that you can also offer cybersecurity services? And it's really great simplifying those messages and getting that clear and concise message out to our partners that you don't have to be the expert. You can add these services onto your current offerings, and we're here to help you grow your business. And it's an exciting thing to put in our messaging. And it's more exciting to actually have that one-on-one conversation with our partners because we always see that light bulb go off and they're like, oh, I never thought about that. Oh, I can add that service to our current offerings. So I think all of it's really exciting.
Yeah, we had Tony stop by our booth up there. That was fun. You saw him excited about it. He landed he's been in the channel running his own. He hung up his own shingle. He's an industry guy, been around for a long time, but he landed his first big deal and he's got his first 3 opportunities in the pipeline with us in the cybersecurity space. And you could just see that the light bulb was on and he was excited about what he was doing.
It was exciting to hear him talk about it because, he's been working with us for a while. Like you said, he hung his own shingle and that's always exciting. And then you always, you want to see everyone make it in this business and it's not an easy business to make it in. And so it's been interesting watching him and we've been working together with him with some marketing support, try and, figure out like, he's trying to figure out his niche and what products and services can I sell? And I think that it's probably been about 6 months that we've been working with him. So he actually, I talked to him on the phone last week and he was super excited to say, hey, by the way, I have 2 new opportunities and I've got these, this new marketing and we've got this coming in. And it was just great.
Yeah,
it was really exciting.
Yeah, it's a great kind of reinforcement of what we're trying to achieve. It's good, good to see that stuff. That's why I love these in-person events too, because you get to shake hands with folks who you talk to on the phone every week about new initiatives, and then you get to get to see them in person. So
I also think it's great when we're talking with our partners and they really start realizing that we call them partners, but they truly are our partners. And what we're fostering with our partners is this relationship. And when they start to see like, oh, wait a second, you are actually here to help us grow our business. Or we are going to go into this opportunity together and grow it. And oh, by the way, thanks for your help on this. Or so that's exciting too, when partners really realize you truly are your partner. We're here to help and do this together. That's exciting.
absolutely.
Darcy, follow-up question. Like Brian, I come with the hard-hitting questions. Last night I went to a restaurant and you tried to negotiate a better seat, a better view for all of us. And I'm wondering, What do you feel is the best restaurant with the best view? You went there and you're like, say, fantastic view. After you hit up those RV places, definitely go to this restaurant.
Oh, with the best view.
Or one of the top 5, just so you don't feel the pressure of being like, this is the best you've ever been to.
Well, to caveat, you're from Denver, Colorado, correct?
Right. I mean, I think any view, whether you're at a restaurant or a house, like like my house, I have the view of the front range. It's all glass. Like I could probably sit on my chair and look out my window with a bowl of.
So your home is the best view.
You know what? I think honestly, my house does have the most amazing. I've had people come into my place and they're like, "Oh my God, this is amazing. You can't ever leave." I'm like, "Yeah, but I will eventually." It's an amazing view. I think, I've eaten in restaurants where you don't have a view, but the restaurant's really cool. But I don't know. I can't really say off the top of my head.
It's a tough question.
It is
I
a tough
realized
question.
halfway through that question, this is a
I mean,
challenging one.
it's not quite as easy as the question that you asked Ryan about best RV park. I mean,
Yeah.
that was, you
Okay.
know.
Darcy, best RV park that you've ever been to.
Whatever Brian said.
Yeah.
But wait a second. Brian, you're here. What was that one place we were talking about in Florida, but you purchased it?
Oh no, that's in
Is it-
Palm Springs.
Oh, it's in Palm Springs.
So there's a place that's called a motor coach
I love this.
resort.
I love that you're outsourcing
Yeah.
your answer.
Yeah, she
You
has
know what? I am
outsourced.
resourceful. I mean,
Is in marketing.
not only am I a good negotiator, I'm really good at resourcing stuff.
Google it. It's amazing. You have your own RV space with your own pool. It's the craziest place, and they're like, you got to buy them. They're a couple $100,000. But
And I imagine it's a nice view. And you probably have dinner there too.
yeah.
So in a way, you
There
kind
you
of just
go.
answered that question,
Well,
Darcy.
you know
Beautiful
what?
view.
When things need to come together, they need to happen. I'll figure out a way to make it happen.
Marketing and sales go hand in hand.
That's right. There's a great example of cooperation at its best.
Thanks for joining us, Darcy.
No, it's always a pleasure being on the show with you guys. Thank you for
Thanks, Darcy.
inviting me.
Thanks so much for listening. The Incident Report is brought to you by Quest Technology Management. With over 40 years of experience, Quest is a leading technology integrator working seamlessly with your staff and systems to achieve your IT goals. Learn more about everything they do at questsys.com. And if you have questions or suggestions for the podcast, you can always email Adam and myself at theincidentreport@questsys.com. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.